Hey guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel, and this is the day 15, and today I'm gonna talk about structures. Okay guys, so let's jump on our topic and let's start it. So guys, topic is the structures, and so first of all, before starting, we need to understand one use case so that you will understand what is the need of structures. Okay, so the use case is what, guys? The use case is, let's say I want to store a student detail. What is my requirement, guys? I want to store a student detail. Now the problem is what, guys? The student detail will be what, guys? His roll number, okay, his name, or their address, phone number, email ID. Okay, so I want to store these kind of information. So let's say if a student having 5 information, okay, 5 kind of information like phone number, email ID, name, roll number, or address. Okay, so let's say these 5 information we want to store, okay, of a student. So how will you store, guys? Will you create 5 variables only for a single student information? So if you are creating 5 variables, let's say I want to store the 10 students data, then what will you do? Will you create 50 variables? And there may be a chance in future you want to store 1000 of students information, then what? So guys, in that case you will not able to create the variables at the runtime. Okay, so how can you store the values? So if you are thinking about arrays, set or dictionary, then please guys don't think about that. Why? Because the array can store only a single kind of value at a time. Means if you declared an array, like name, okay, so it can store only the strings value. It cannot store the roll number or phone number or email ID. So if you are creating the array for name, separate array for name, separate array for email ID, and separate array for then the data consistency will be not there. Means first data is related to first name. How can you say first roll number is related to first name in different arrays? You can't say, na guys. So this is also not a good approach to achieve this thing. Now the problem is same. I want to store the student detail, okay, and the student can have a roll number, email ID, address or phone number, okay. So in that case we need to go for structures. Are you getting my point? So this is the use case where you can use the structures, okay. So structure is doing what, guys? Structure is a custom data type. Are you getting my point? Means it is a collection of similar properties, and also you can define the methods inside a structure. So if you define a method inside a structure, then the method shows the functionality of that structure. You are not getting my point, right? So first of all, let me go on playground and then let me show you how you can create the structure, and then you will understand why we need to use the structure. And guys, you can say a structure is a collection of different data types. Let me show you. So let me go on the playground, and this is the day 15 playground, okay guys. So let me create the structure. So guys, which kind of information I want to store? I want to store the student information, okay. So for that you will write the struct keyword, okay. So struct keyword is used to create the structure. What is the structure name you will give? Of course, if we want to store the student information, then we will use the student, okay. And guys, don't feel this structure is similar to C++. Don't feel like this. The Swift structure is totally different from your C++ or any other language structure, okay. So take care about that. Now guys, this is my structure student, and I want to store which kind of values? I want to store a roll number, okay. So roll number will be of int type, and I want to store name, okay guys. So name will be of string type, okay. And what I want to store? I want to store address, okay, and the address will be of also a string type, okay, and anything else you want to store. If you want to email ID, then you can put the email ID also, but for right now these three are enough, okay. So as you can see, this is the structure, and it is combining three data types: int, string and string, as you can see, guys, and these are called properties of this structure. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here, guys. Okay, so these are the properties. Now guys, means a student is representing by roll number, name and address. I hope clear to all of you. So I have created a custom data type, that is student. Means if a variable is of type student, then that variable can hold which kind of values, guys? Roll number, name and address. Now problem is resolved. Means if I defined a variable, like I want to define three variables of type student, then those three variables can hold different roll number, different name and different addresses. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. Clear? So guys, let's create a variable of type student, and let's store a student information. Okay, to store a student information, we need to instantiate this structure. Means we need to create an instance. Guys, be careful about it. We need to create the instance of that structure. Okay, so how we can create this instance? Be careful about it. Okay, this step. So to create an instance, you will write the structure name, you will start the parenthesis, and you will call a init method. Okay, so init method is basically useful to create you know what, a instance. Okay, a instance of a structure. So if you are coming from other languages like Java, okay, and C++, then if you have remembered, then constructors we have used, and those constructors were used to create the object. Okay, so in the same way here we are using init. So the question is, sir, where you have created the init method? You are not defined any function named as init. Then how can you call? Actually guys, the structure by default provides a init with your all properties which are defined into student structure. Okay, so this is the init method which going to be called. Now guys, pass the roll number here, and let me pass the name. So name I want to store Raju, and address I want to store like New Delhi. Okay, you can give any name, any address which you want. So this is how we can create the instance, but we need to store this instance somewhere, okay, or in a variable. Okay, so to create the variable, you will write var and student1. You can give any name of this variable, and this variable will be of type, which type guys? Of course student type. Okay, so this variable is student type, so that's why it is going to store this instance. Okay, so this is what instance creation, and this is what structure creation. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so this variable represents a single student, okay, having the roll number 1, name Raju, and the address is New Delhi. Okay, so let me copy and let me paste, and guys, this time I want to create the student 2. As you can see guys, I have changed the variable name, and the information I want to give for student 2 is roll number is 2, and name is Aman, and address I want to give as Noida. Okay, so let me give the Noida. Okay, so guys, as you can see, okay, so in this way you can create the multiple instance. Clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here? So guys, this is the way. Now the thing is what guys, let's say we have created a structure, we have stored a student information. Okay, now I want to print the student 1 information here. I want to print the student 1 information here. So let me give some formatting. Okay, So after this formatter, I want to print student 1 information. So how we can print? Let's see guys. So first of all, I want to print the roll number, okay, and then I want to print name, okay, and after that I want to print address, okay. So let me write like this. And guys, if you want to print the student 1 roll number, then how will you print? So first of all, you will write the instance variable name, okay. So you will write this instance variable name, and then which property you want to print. I want to print the roll number property, okay. So you will write the roll. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. So first of all, the instance name, then dot operator, and then you will define the property which you want to print. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. Now guys, in the name you will use the same case, okay. So let me write once again, and in the case of address also, so guys, as you can see, I have printed for student 1, okay. In the same way you can print for student 2 also. So let me print for student 2. And let's run it. So guys, as you can see, roll number 1 Raju, address is this, and roll number 2 Aman and Noida, okay. So you can give San Francisco, or you can give any address, okay, like North America, South America, okay. So this is how you can print the data of the student, and how you can create the student objects, instance, okay. So I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here, okay. Now guys, let's say I want I have 10 properties of student, okay, and if I want to print the data of student 1, then I need to write this long statement, okay. If I want to print the student 2 information, then I need to write this long statement. Means if I am having 1 lakh students, then I need to write this line only 1 lakh times, okay. So instead of doing this, you can do one more thing. You can define the functionality within the structure here, okay. So how we can define the functionality? Just define your function here, okay. So this function will work for whom? For student, okay. So what is the thing is here? I want to print detail of student, okay. So I am giving my function name as print detail, okay. So in this way you can define the method inside the structure, okay. Now in this I want to print, so in this I want to print what guys? I want to print this thing, okay. So let me copy basically here, and let me paste it here. So here you don't need to define the student variable, okay. It will automatically print the roll number, name and address of the current instance. So if you are calling this method with student 1, then it will print the student 1's roll number, name and address. If you are calling this method with student 2 instance, then it will print the roll number, name and address for student 2 instance, okay. So let me show you how you can do this. So I'm calling this method with student 1, okay. So these actually, this is the member of student, this is also, and this print detail is also the member of student. So each member can be accessed by instance, okay. So this is my instance, and this is how I am accessing my member, okay. So let me run it. So guys, as you can see, it is printing for student 1, and let me copy and paste for student 2 also. So just I need to call this method, and it's gonna print all the informations. So guys, as you can see, okay, and this is how you can create the structures, okay. I hope clear to all of you. Now guys, if you want to define the different types of calculation you want to perform by creating the functions, then you can do that here, okay. So like calculate fee payment, okay. In this way you can create the functions here. I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here, okay. So I think this is structure, and the structure is a value type. Means, guys, value type means what, guys? Let's say we are saying student, temporary student. We are creating a variable where temp student, and I'm going to initialize student 2 here. Okay, so what I'm doing here, guys, I'm copying all the things of student. Means I'm copying the all student 2 is information to temp student. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say here? So whatever the data of student 2, that will be copied into what, guys? To temp student. So as you can see, for temp student, the print detail is printing to Aman and Noida. Okay, but guys, let's say if we change the value, okay, how we can change the properties value? Let's say I want to change the temp student's roll number, so I want to change it as 3. Are you getting my point? So I am changing the value roll number of the temp student. So will it impact? Will it give the impact on the student 2 roll number? No, this will not give the impact on the student 2 roll number. Why, guys? Because the data is copied, not referencing. Okay, so data is copied, that's why it is maintaining its own copy with changes. Okay, so if I print temp student detail, then it will print 3 Aman and Noida. So if I print student 2 detail, then let's see. So still the data for student 2 is same. Okay, as you can see, guys. So, and this is the way how you can access a property outside of structure. I hope clear to all of you. Okay, now, guys, so the structure is a value type, and guys, this is very important question for your interview room, and the interviewer may ask to prove that the student is, the structure is value types. So how can you prove? You can give like this example. Okay, so if you give this example, then interviewer will not ask any question related to structure now. Okay, because they will understand that you are having a good clear clarity about the structures. Okay, so make sure you should have the clear clarity. Okay, so whatever I have told you, do the practice. Okay, you can create the structure for person, you can create a structure for employee. Okay, and in that employee structure you can define a function for calculate salary, where in that function you can calculate the salary on the basis of DA, HRA and basic salary, and you can define one more function to print the detail. Okay, so in this way you can create the structure with many more functionalities and properties. Okay, so guys, okay, fine. Now, guys, there is one very biggest thing about the structure. Be careful. Okay, and this is very most important question for your interview room. Okay, that is what mutating function. So sometimes interviewer may ask, what is mutating function? What is mutating function? Okay, guys, so as we know, the structures and enumerations are value types. Okay, so let me go on the theory portion, and let me give you some theoretical thing. So classes are reference type. We have not discussed the classes, but in the next video we will see about the classes. Okay, so classes are reference type, whereas structure and enumerations are value types. Okay, so the properties of the value types cannot be modified within its instance methods by default. Are you getting my point? Please keep this line in your mind. Okay, this line is very important. It is saying the properties of value types, means it is talking about your structures and what enumerations. So it is saying if you are having an instance method, okay, means a method that is declared in a structure. Okay, so if you are having an instance method, then that method cannot change the properties value. Okay, so because as you can see we have a structure and we have a instance method. Okay, this is an instance method. Why? Because you see it is declared within what structure. Okay, so this is instance method. There may be a static method, so I will talk about the static method, don't worry about it, but for right now this is the instance method. Okay, so if you are trying to change the current instance properties value, are you getting my point? If you are trying to change current instance property value, then it will not allowed here. Why? Because this function can't change the properties of a structure if the function is instance function. Okay, so to achieve this thing, you need to make your function as mutating. Okay, I hope clear to all of you what I'm trying to say here. So if you make your function as mutating, then your function will be able to change the current instance properties value. Okay, so let me show you the example. So guys, as you can see, I have a student1 with these values, but if I call the print detail function with this student1, then this print function will change the roll number as 4 of the student1. Okay, so if I call this function with the student2, then it will change the roll number 4, roll number 2 as roll number 4. Okay, of the student2. Okay, so are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say here? So let me call that function with student1. Okay, and see the output. As you can see guys, roll number is 4. I have clear to all of you. So this is all about our structures. I don't think there is anything remains. Okay, so make sure you should have clear clarity about structures for the interview room. Okay, and 110% there will be a question from structures if you are going for interview. Okay, so make sure you should have clear clarity about the structures. And if you want to create the models in your projects, by default we need to use the structures. Okay, we need to prefer the structures always, not the classes. Okay, and what is the classes, how we can use, okay, what is the benefit of classes. Okay guys, we will see in the next video, don't worry about it. Okay, so thank you for watching this video guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, share with your friends, and comment in the comment section if you are having any kind of problem related to structures. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Happy coding, bye bye, take care, and have a nice day.